Anyway, but Zvi, we have an interesting story to share. There's a book about him, which I'll leave him to do the talking. He was in Vietnam, and he had...
You can pass it around if you like. This is a book that... But basically, what I can pack into 5 minutes, I'll try to tell one story.
If it's 7 minutes, it's good. It's okay.
In 1960, right around 1969, I went to Vietnam. 6 months I worked for General in Da Nang. Didn't like the job, and I met a colonel one time at breakfast. I said to him, "Sir," I said, "with all due respect to your authority, rank, I think that there's a higher authority." Webb, he said, "The general is going to hear about this." About face and off he went, and that was the end of the conversation. I don't know what to do. I was wrestling with myself. It's the age-old wrestler we all have. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. Friday night was coming. I decided, you know what? If I can't observe my own religion, what am I doing fighting it? The question I asked myself. Anyway, with HaShem's help, I just made the decision, I'm not going to show up. I'll take whatever consequence it is. That's the way it is. I'm not showing up. So Friday night, went over to the battalion chapel, had the services, came back, and Shabbos was over, and I still didn't meet up with the colonel, but the general was supposed to come in on Sunday. So we're up to Shabbos is over, and Sunday morning, about probably 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, loudspeaker goes off. Captain Webb, you're wanted immediately in the battalion headquarters. Ooh, I see something going on. Double time, this is an emergency. Now, I had an M16 in my wall locker right next to where I slept. I had a 45 caliber pistol which was loaded and ready for action, but they were both in the wall locker. I had an emergency double time get. I just ran, didn't take anything with me. I just ran about a quarter of a mile to get to the battalion headquarters. It was a long building, about 50, maybe 70 feet long, but my office was on one end, the colonel's office was in the middle. You know, a whole bunch of other people just worked in that building. I got up there and I see there were about 50 or 60 soldiers surrounding the building. And I'm wondering what is going on here. And they had their weapons. And they were like crouching, you know, looking for something was going on. So I grabbed the first soldier I said, whoops, I'm not going to do what I said, but I just said, what's going on? And he said that there's a soldier inside the building with a hand grenade. He's threatening to blow the place up. I said, let me take your weapon, I'm going in. He said, no sir, it's my weapon. Okay, he's right. Can't take away his weapon. So I just said, okay, I'm going in. I went to the end of the building where my office was and kicked open the screen door. And I saw a young soldier at the other end of the hall with something in his hand. And he was just standing there, but he looked like he might be a little scared. So I just made eye contact with him. And I said, soldier, I said, nobody's here to hurt you. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to have a few words with you. I kept eyeballing him, and I just walked slowly until I got close enough to him I could reach him. And I said, what have you got in your hand? And he let it drop into my hand. Baruch HaShem, the pin had not been pulled, so it was just a piece of metal at this point. Potential, but not Baruch HaShem, nothing more. So I put my hand on his shoulder, and I steered him to the colonel's office, which was just 10 feet away. The colonel had a hot coffee, big in his office, he loved coffee. And he said, I sat him down in a big leather chair, the colonel. I said, I need your name, rank, and serial number, and anything that you say can be used against you in a military court of justice. And don't move. I made him a cup of coffee, and that's, don't move. I walked about another maybe 15 feet, 5 feet more from the office door to the other side of the building, where there's another screen door. And just at that moment, I held up the grenade, everything was all clear. Okay? I have the grenade, it's all clear. Guys can relax. Just at that very second, the major, who was the executive officer in the battalion, had arrived with a suitcase, and he just come in from Tokyo from rest and relaxation, R&R. So he's wondering what's going on, and I imagine the guys told him, Webb did this thing or whatever it is. So he was happy that people were still alive. And then they called the military police. The military police came up and they arrested this guy. And they took a statement from me. They wanted to know what happened. So I gave them my statement. But being Jewish, somehow I interviewed them at the same time.
You interviewed them?
Of course.
What's this guy, what's your side of the story? So they said, this is the second time we're arresting him this morning. Because they arrested him an hour before. He had apparently been down in the Post Exchange, PX, it was like a little small Costco type thing, looking at watches. And there was a Vietnamese girl that was waving him. And she claimed he took a watch but he didn't pay for it. And he claims I paid for it. They came down and they heard the stories, whatever it was, and they arrested him. They took him to a police bunker, which was apparently not too well guarded. And that's how he got the grenade. And he was upset, he was screaming and running up to this, so he ran into our area.
But why did they call for you?
Why did they call for me? Now, good question. I was wondering the same thing. Hashgacha practice. Everybody knows Hashgacha practice is?
Divine providence.
Divine providence. The general apparently got called out of the area and didn't show up. He was due in that day. The colonel had to go out of the area. He wasn't there. Next in command is the major. He was in Tokyo. Due back that day. Next, the captain. I was a senior captain at that time. That's why they called me. Now, I just have one question for everybody. It doesn't matter now. Who calls the shots?
Wait, you didn't finish the
Well,
story.
that's it.
What happened to you for not going to shul?
P.S.
Because of what
They
how you know
never
that is.
bothered me.
Oh, because you were the hero who took away the
Yeah,
grenade.
the guys, they do
Hashem
whatever
set
you
it
want.
up in such a way.
They told
God
me
made
do
it
whatever
work
you
out
It seems to work
in
for
such
you,
a
right?
way that you.
It worked, it was fine. It's available in, I don't know where. I'll use
It's online. I Googled it. It's
I have
online.
4 of them in the car, I think, or 3 of them in the car. If anybody wants them, they're $20. I got a couple of my cards, so you're welcome to whatever. But anyway,
It's your father's yahrzeit tonight.
Yeah.
tonight's my father's Yosef.
What's
Yosef Ben Shmuel.
Marty, why don't you buy it and I'll read it first and give it to you.
Great man.
And you grew up here in
I grew up
Sudbury?
in Waltham.
Waltham.
Yeah.
Maybe after marriage, you'll tell us a little
Okay.
bit about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Huh?
what page are we on marriage? It's been a while since I got married.
You got it?
Well, no, it was good. I was good. I could do more, even more. I want to do more. But okay. Page 118.
118.
Hold on, this way.
Here.
Okay, 118.